Good morning and welcome back to the channel to the new video. This video is a little bit different to normal, obviously because of lockdown situations at the moment. I've been going back through my catalogue and went back about 7 months to a collaboration group challenge that we did, where we used our DSLRs or mirrorless cameras, depending on what you're shooting with, as if it was a 35mm film camera. So we had all the settings locked down and that was the challenge, and my subject for the bulk of that challenge was my Canon EOS SLR 35mm film camera, and that's what today's video is going to be based around. Quite a clever little challenge. It's to use our digital cameras like we used to use the old-fashioned film cameras, 35mm film cameras back in the day, as they say these days. Well, the idea is set your DSLR to JPEG mode, set your ISO to whichever you want, basically 1.2 or 400 ISO, and then from there take your photographs, maximum of 36. So just showed you a quick picture there of the actual camera. That is my own camera, approximately 16 years old now, that camera. Had it since new, although it didn't get used for probably a good 12 years to be fair. It sat in the cupboard in its box, but it proved to be a good little camera. So what I've done for this particular video is taken that camera out into the field, and this was back on the Netley shoot, so if you actually watch the Netley video, which I'll put links to down below, you'll get a gist of what's going on. But just for comparison, I've actually put the images side by side here. So we've actually used up the film that I actually had in the original video and the film itself was I think it was like 7-8 years out of date, maybe more. But it's never been out of its packet, so we put it in the camera and off we went with a 24 exposure film, and I'll show you the results of that very shortly. But in the meantime, in case you're not sure what a 35mm camera looks like, I'll just bring it up and show you some images around the camera. The actual camera, I've got some details written down here to give you some exact figures. This was one of the early EOS system cameras by Canon, and it's very early days. They came out about in 1998, I think 97ish. They actually launched the EOS system, and obviously Canon are still using it today, because this camera I'm recording on is the M50, which is still EOS system. The camera that I've actually used here, the film camera, the only thing it needed was 2 new batteries, which put them in and the camera came back to life as if it was straight out of the box and brand new, no problems at all. So a credit to Canon for their build quality. 35mm films here in the UK at the moment to buy are around £5 and upwards, depending on exposures that you buy. The downside is the developing at the moment. I paid £15 last year to get this particular film developed, which I thought was extremely expensive, but I'm sure if you shop around online you can probably get it cheaper. I won't name and shame the company, but yeah, I was not impressed with £15 for a 24 exposure film. That makes it a very expensive hobby. I had a quick look around on eBay, and at the moment on eBay you could pick up this Canon EOS 3000 for about the £15 mark just for the body, and obviously if you have EOS lenses then they will work fine on that body. So if you're a Canon owner, it's a cheap way of trying out 35mm. The body is basically a plastic design and it weighs a whopping 385 grams. It weighs nothing at all, seriously. It's so lightweight, unbelievable. And even with the 35 to 80mm lens on, which is what's on the camera you've just seen, the whole weight then is only up to 560 grams, so nothing in your bag at all if you want to give it a go. Would I recommend a 35mm camera? Definitely, why not? I probably bought my first one back in the late 70s, early 80s, and in fact I think I've still got my Praktica MTL3, which I bought in 1981, and as far as I'm aware all it needs is some new batteries, and that's as good to go as well, and that's all manual, that camera. There's no electric on it whatsoever, so yeah, I might just do a video on that in the future. If this lockdown goes on much longer, I might drag it out of the cupboard and see what we can do. 35mm film photography, slightly different to our digital world that we're in now. You obviously have to stop and think about your compositions, all your settings, etc. Because once you've pushed that shutter button, that's it. Whatever you've taken off is what's on the film. There's no delete, erase or editing in Lightroom when you get home. It's unfortunately it's yes or no, is there or it's not, black or colourful picture. That's the end of it. So it can be quite expensive if you mess up and you're throwing half a roll of film away with bad images. But the fun of it is that you do actually stop and take time and think about what you're actually taking, because of obviously that factor that you've got a lot of waste if you don't. If you're into your photography in a big way and you're looking for a new challenge, get yourself a 35mm camera and go out and have some fun with a bit of film. I'm sure you won't regret it. The images I'm about to share with you now are the actual images taken on the film camera, and what I've done here is the first image is actually the 35mm film image, and the second image is the digital version taken with my Nikon 7200. The first two images that you see, there are vertical lines right through the centre of the image. Roughly I think it's about 3 lines on each image. That is the actual film aged that's caused those lines. Nothing wrong with the camera or what I actually took pictures of. It's just the age of the film, and it actually wasn't 7 years, it was actually 12 years out of date, the film. So to be fair to it, the images are quite really well, I think, for a film that's that old. But it proves that you can still use them. However, the rest of the images are not too bad considering. But yeah, I think you'll like what you see, and the comparison is quite amazing. But go and give it a go. I'm sure you'll enjoy the results. So enjoy the pictures. I hope you've actually enjoyed this little look into 35mm photography. Nothing being too heavy or too intense, but I'm showing you the comparisons of the two, taken side by side. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hit that like button, and if you'd leave any comments down below, I'll certainly reply to them all. Until the next time, stay safe, stay at home. See you soon. Bye for now.